Good morning, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. I'm thinking we do a collective reading today, right? We haven't done one in a while. Let's just see where the energies are at. Okay, anything else for the collective spirit? Anything else? Well, okay, we're having an explosion. An explosion of information. Okay. Whew, sacrifice. Spiritual journey. Some of you know a thing or two about that. Abundance. And we have rise. Anything else? Anything else? Okay, we have inner healer. These cards are looking very familiar to me. I mean, the combination. I feel like we did a divine feminine reading with the same cards. I just remember rise and inner healer together. And then we have spirit of the north. Okay. And then we have seer in the unconscious position. Okay. Let's feel into it. I mean, the obvious message, so let me start there and name it. The obvious message is when you can rise into your true power as this inner healer is when the quantum field starts to respond back to you. So you rise in alignment, the quantum field communicates in alignment, right? Resonance. The vibration of alignment is exponential, right? There's no cap on it. There's no ceiling. And let's honor those of you who had to sacrifice greatly on this spiritual journey. This spiritual journey, as you all know, I don't have to tell you that it's not a light and fluffy journey of love and light and rainbows and unicorns. Many of us have had to sacrifice people, places, and things for awareness, for that gnosis, for that wisdom, in order to access our energetic abundance, right? For us to access anything in the realm of matter, it first has to begin in the realm of spirit. We have to envision it and prana it, invest our life force in a vision before we can actually bring it down, literally pulling it down from the quantum field into our 3D vessels to create this out in the world. I'm very drawn to Spirit of the North, which is interesting because when this cycle of, oh, it's going to bother me. What is it called? Toroidal? No, I don't think that's the right word. But the shape, it's kind of, you've seen it before. It's that donut looking shape, which symbolizes the flow of energy, right? Comes up through the feet, through the body, and then out through the crown, and then back in through the feet. It's this kind of like cyclical thing, but the shape of it is like a donut. I think toroidal might be the word, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, we're honoring our role in this flow of energy. We're honoring our role as an active participant in the energetic realm, right? We are part of the quantum field. That role in that energetic family, that quantum family, doesn't change when you show up in the 3D world with a human body. You are still connected. You are still a piece of the infinite. However, you are now have the unique experience of being an infinite entity in a finite body. And that brings up a whole host of obstacles and challenges that we are meant to rise and overcome. Cool message. That I did not know that was going to come through, but that was a cool thing. Okay, we have earth magics. We have blessings. What else? It's so funny. In my journey, I've confronted a lot of different things and entities and bodies of thought, but I've never really been that connected to fairies. I have some friends that are deeply connected to fairies, but yeah, I'm curious if you all have worked with fairies before. Okay, let's see what we have here. And good times. We have rebirth in the unconscious. Okay, let's keep that on mind as we step forward with this reading. Okay, specific message for some of you. You are being called to enter your vision quest. You are being called to enter some flavor of solitude. I honor that not all modern lives can accommodate real solitude, like a chunk of time, days, weeks, months. I honor that. However, can we step into this micro awareness of holding this idea? Can you access solitude in micro moments? Can you, instead of days, weeks, months, can you access seconds, minutes, even an hour alone with the divine? Is there something? You're being asked to enter your cave, essentially. So what does that look like for you? What could that look like for you? Start brainstorming what potentials could support that journey. Where's my feather? Here we go. I'm very drawn to these two cards together. And what's funny is there's a cave card in this deck, and it didn't come out, but I'm feeling the energy of that. It's like you're meant to enter your cave, be alone with self and the divine so you can receive the earth magic that you need, or the awareness, right? The gnosis. Or it's also to be alone with the divine so the divine can help you integrate something so that you can then exit your cave, access this new beginning, and embody this new wisdom so that you can live this life ignited as a soul that is ignited, that is on fire. I recently did this really beautiful 1 hour introductory workshop with Mirabai Starr. I don't know if some of you know her. She's written many, many books, and she's actually translated many texts of mystics, of pretty famous mystics like Saint Teresa of Avila, John of the Cross. She does a lot of work with she's an interspiritual person, so has experience in many different faith traditions and mythologies and mysteries, and something she's focused on is this wildfire of the divine feminine, of feminine mystics. She's trying to bring back feminine mystic wisdom into the mainstream, and it was a beautiful, beautiful experience. I might actually participate in her. She wrote a book called Wild Mercy, and this is kind of like Wildfire is the book in action, I believe. Don't quote me on that. However, her 3-day retreat thing, it's a written retreat. It's all virtual. So if that feels, if that's calling you, you can go check her out on her website. I think the retreat thing is called Wildfire. However, anyway, the main thing that we discussed in this experience together was accessing sacred discernment so that you can discern what ignites your soul on fire. And oftentimes this isn't, a switch we can flip. This is something we need to spend intentional, conscious time cultivating. This is something that we have to discern which modality or which sacred text or which author or which mystic that inspires us. This is that thing that gives you full body chills, that full ignition that lights your soul on fire, that makes you want to take action, that makes you want to overcome and create space to do the work that you came here to do, to access this. You know, it's funny. Can you see? Hold on, let me hold it up. See all these little swirlies, these little magic Tinkerbell swirlies? That's what I'm feeling in my body right now. It's like this tingling under the skin of what excites you. These readings, speaking in this way, this is my first place in my whole entire life that I can feel free to express and to allow magic to flow through me without limiting it in some way, without cauterizing it or editing myself. This level of freedom is what I'm sure you could hear it in my voice when I get all excited and fired up. Those of you who've been listening to me for a while, you know how I get. I get all excited, and it kind of makes myself laugh. I take a step back because my divine witness is watching me do this, and I'm like, are you for real, Karen? Is this really okay? All right, let's ride with it. You know? And it's that thing, that kind of living on the edge of self, that thing where you're like, ooh, did I share too much? Ooh, am I too much? It's whatever that thing is. It's like we're being called to run directly into it. We're being called to run to the edge of self, to that kind of edge where we get a little nervous, right? But that's where the magic is. Whew, fun messages. Okay, let's see what else. Let's get some spirit messages. What else, Spirit? Anything else? Oh, I'm knocking everything over. Excuse me. Anything else for this collective, this beautiful collective who is sacrificing consciously and intentionally? Let me see what else. Let me get all the cards first on this path of spiritual. Whoops. Okay. All right, let's just stick with those two. Excuse me, making a mess. Oh, okay. We have way more cards than I thought. Let me read this one first. We have stay connected. We are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to source. Sorry, I was just letting that breathe for a moment. You know, you are being called to find your flavor of divinity. I don't care if you call it God, Allah, source, the universe, quantum field, energy. I don't care what your flavor of God is, but you are being called to bring that down into your body, to worship out loud in your life. And this doesn't mean you have to get in a pulpit and start preaching to people. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe that's your specific flavor of calling. But you are being called to worship that which makes you aware of the infinite, that which makes you aware of this thing that's greater than self and also a piece of self. When you can access that divinity, it will light your life on fire in the best of ways. That which is not in alignment will burn up and out of your life, and that which is in alignment will ignite the fuse to your flavor of soul mission, soul purpose on this earth. Whew. We have strength. We have the strength card. It says strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. It always blows my mind when I say the thing and then the card comes out and it's about the thing I just said. I still have awe and wonder every time I do this. I hope I never lose that, actually. I guess I'm just going to hammer this message home again, that you came from the infinite. You have the infinite within you. You have access to the infinite within your finite body. You are being called to remember. Remember your infinite capacity. There is no such thing as a blockage that your infinite awareness cannot touch, cannot solve, cannot surrender, cannot fix. You have access. This is why I say all the time, you have all of the tools within you, because you quite literally are the piece of the infinite. And when you are a thread of this grand tapestry, you are also in connection with everything that tapestry touches. Do you understand? Feel that in your body. Feel that you are a piece of this grand thing, I call it the grid of unconditional love and infinite oneness, because I like the visual of that. And in many of my kind of direct experiences with the divine, I've been shown grids. I've been shown our oneness while simultaneously feeling that oneness. It actually made me sick when I first experienced it. I was nauseous. I was throwing up. It was a very intense experience. But it showed me that as the grid turns, I am immediately affected because we are one. And that's why, I'm getting emotional. It's just a really beautiful, humbling, a deeply humbling feeling to feel that level of infinite nature within. It's an awakening in it of itself, because you remember that if it has control of you, you have control of it. This is a two-way street, a simultaneous open door connection to the divine. It's incredibly powerful. And then I'm laughing because we have hello from heaven. Okay, let's read it. Hello from heaven. Your loved ones. Oh, I'm still crying. Hold on. Gotta laugh it out. Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you, to prove they're with you at this time. And then we have a little fun. Stop, and when was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you took a chance and did something silly, something totally unlike you, something just for the joy of it? It's long overdue for you to let go of your analytical mind and give your soul permission to have fun. Yes. I don't have anything to say about that. Yes, correct. Do that. I'm curious, did anything come up in your body when you heard the invitation to have fun? A lot of people have contractions because on the spiritual journey, we think we have to push harder and fight more and learn more and read more books and take more workshops and classes and coursework and go to more healers and all these things that are external, right? More. But let me feel into how I want to say this. Hold on, please. Our flow on this spiritual journey is directly correlated with our lightness of spirit, with our inner glow. In order to access the depths in a sustainable way, we need to bring the light down there with us. I'm very drawn to this spiritual journey card, and notice there's what looks like, moons or dark planets. It looks like, the darkness. She's in space in this cosmic. I said she, but there's no indication, but that might be for someone. I think I'm always directed by this flow of energy. It almost looks like a yoni, so I think that's why I said she, but look at this illuminated heart and this illumination behind the darkness. We have to bring this love, bring this joy, bring this sweet, precious divinity down into the darkness. We cannot leave our love behind as we learn about self. We are called, we have to. It's not sustainable. Let me just say it directly. You will burn out. You will burn out, and it's not sustainable to do this. I've been in situations, let me share from my own experience. I've been in situations where I pushed past my own boundaries and actually created more trauma for myself because I was so committed to the work that I didn't realize that I was giving my power away to people, places, and things in order to access something that existed within. I was looking outside for the thing that existed inside. Again, we have this inner healer. Look at this beautiful inner healer card. Notice this creature is veiled. It looks like a woman. I'm going to say woman. Look at this beautiful woman who is veiled, and yet she holds the world in her hand. She holds growth. She's holding this orb that has a tree growing out of it or something growing out of it. She is in control of that ecosystem. You are in control of your ecosystem. When you recognize your own sovereignty, when you recognize your own free will and how to wield it over your own life and your own bit of the universe, you will access this massive metamorphosis, this massive transformation. Wow. Okay. I'm going to stay along the quantum path and just get some of these divine cards. Okay, hold on. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else the collective needs to know right now? Anything that would support them in overcoming this next leg of the journey? Okay, we have worth. You have been worthy to belong to love all along, without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. Excuse me. And then we have intuition. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. And then receiving. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. That is what we are doing here. We are learning how to step into the driver's seat of our consciousness, to look inward before outward, to look inward instead of outsourcing our work, our wisdom to someone or something else. We are learning how to wield our intuition so that we can have wise discernment out in the world. And by taking these steps in alignment with the soul's desires, in alignment with the soul's desires, fears, and boundaries, we set ourselves up to win. What are we winning? We are winning this thing called consciousness. No, that's a horrible way to say it. Let me re-say that. We are winning gnosis, right? The gift in all of this is not something that we're getting. It's something that we get to become, right? The gift is in becoming who we're meant to be on this planet. Receiving is very difficult in this culture, especially if you're in the US. I won't speak for other countries. I will speak for the US though. We are in the land of opportunity, right? We are in this. If you hustle hard enough, you will reach success. Your dreams will come true if you bust your butt hard enough, right? This is kind of what's happening. We have a very aggressive work culture, achieve, accomplish, more. You need the car, the house, the family, the dog, it's like, it's a bottomless pit of not enoughness, right? So we are learning to unplug from that sort of external system of validation. We are learning to connect with source and validate self. And when we are in doubt, we look up and in. We don't look out, right? This is what we're learning how to do. And by doing this, we get to actually receive. When we take steps toward alignment, the quantum field takes steps in alignment towards us. And somewhere along the way, we meet in the middle and we get to have this symbiotic flow with the quantum field. What we desire desires us. I'm sure you've heard some version of that before. This is real. This actually is how the quantum field works. Let's see if there's anything else. Anything else for this collective spirit? Strength. Don't we have another strength card? Yes, right here. Okay then. Well-being, travel, talent, empowerment. Okay. And then in the unconscious, we have grieving. I want to say a real thing here. I want to say a real thing, and that is grief can slow our internal process. Those of you who have experienced grief know that there is no longitude or latitude of grief, that it can be this infinite thing that flows through your life. If you've ever lost a loved one, a person, a place, or a thing, you know that there is this kind of ineffable yearning, ineffable longing to return to that thing, that love, that person, to hear their voice one more time. I honor how much space grief takes up. I'm inviting you to honor it as well. There's a narrative here for those of you that are shaming self for your grief. Stop it. I'm just calling you out. It is not useful. It is not kind. It will not support you in your grief or your empowerment. Honor what is flowing through emotionally. Remember, that grief is displaced love. It is love. The depths of your grief equals the depths of your love. There's no question about that here. So honor if your kind of inner work has taken a backseat to your grief. And let me let you in on a little secret. I went through a time in my life where I had profound grief. I lost several family members. Other family members had really big surgeries. It was like an insane, crap storm of grief that I was confronted with, all within, I'm telling you, like a month. It was very intense. And years later, I learned that too was a part of my spiritual journey. So do not push yourself to be somewhere you're not. Honor exactly where you are. Do what you can with what you have, with your capacity that you have at the moment. All of this other stuff will be there waiting for you. There's no need to rush, right? All in divine timing. Make sure you're taking care of self. Make sure you're taking care of the day-to-day. Honor that the journey that you've traveled inward to get to where you are. In almost every reading or every other reading, we have some version of this, of gifts coming online. Here it's called the talent card, right? I'm having a human moment. My human moment is that I'm deeply impressed with you all. I'm deeply impressed with this collective. Let me just say, those of you who are awakening in this moment have so much support. I'm kind of jealous. I was going to say so much more support than I had, or than the collective had maybe 10 years ago. And I'm sure someone could say that about 20 years ago and 40 years ago and 50, and so on and so on. Again, we never do this work alone. We are each a thread of this grand tapestry. Tap into that. Tap into that awareness. Maybe write it down. I am a thread of the grand tapestry. Hold it. Hold it in your heart until the awakening happens, until your heart cracks open and you can honor how much power and strength that you actually have access to. And that is within you. Travel to that destination. Destination being that strength, that empowerment, that well-being within this profound truth, that well-being within the chaos, right? You've heard me say over and over again, this question of, can I hold my center for love of self and other in any and all flavors of chaos? That is the grand work. Can I honor someone else's truth without abandoning my own? I'm going to say that again. Can I honor someone else's truth without abandoning my own? Can I love self enough to know that my truth is divine wisdom in motion, and that these feelings, these emotions, these obstacles are stepping stones to my empowerment? Wow. Incredible reading. What do we want to end on? Let's get a question card. Let's see what comes out. Anything else, Spirit? Oh, okay then. I'm not going to take all of these. These are a lot. It's like half the deck. I will take these. Where are you being called to journey to? And unbound. Release soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. You know what's funny? That came out because I've been wanting to do a cord cutting video, almost like a half reading, half how-to. And then in the unconscious, we have this initiation, the rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Again, where are you being called to journey to? I know that when I ask that question, most of you will have an idea, a destination, a thought. Bring that thought out of the shadows into the light, because whatever that thing is, whatever you filled in the blank with, is your initiation, is your rite of passage. Crossing this threshold will lead you to this next level of self, this next level of empowerment, this next level of your spiritual journey, where you will be able to clearly discern what is a sacrifice and abandonment, or what is a sacrifice and an investment. That's very different. Did you feel the difference? Am I sacrificing and abandoning my true desires, or am I sacrificing and making a conscious investment in this greater dance that is unfolding? Okay, let's end on a Buddha Wisdom, Divine Feminine, just because I feel like it. What truth would you like to share with us, Spirit? What would support this collective today as they journey through their lives? Okay. We have call forth as much as you can love of respect and faith, freedom from within. And fall in love with yourself again to bring in the love of your life, to bring in the divine, right? We're calling down the spirit of the north into this present moment. We always have access up and out and down and in, right? That is I'm getting the visual of the tree of life. Beautiful image to end on. I'm going to leave it there. I hope this was supportive. Sending you all so much love and support, and I will see you in the next one.